Ajit Pawar, aged 66, the Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra, one of India's most politically and economically significant states, was killed in a catastrophic plane crash on the morning of 28 January 2026. The crash occurred near Baramati in Pune district, Western India, when the chartered Learjet 45 aircraft in which he was travelling crashed while attempting to land at Baramati airport, burst into flames, and none of the 5 people aboard survived. Reuters reported that Pawar, 2 members of his staff, and the 2 crew members all died in the accident, which left the aircraft engulfed in fire and rendered any rescue attempt impossible. The exact causes of the crash remain under official investigation, and authorities have not released a final determination on why the aircraft went down. Ajit Pawar was a towering and long-standing figure in Maharashtra's political landscape, with a career that spanned multiple decades and several terms as Deputy Chief Minister, making him one of the state's most recognizable leaders. Born into a prominent political family, he was the nephew of Sharad Pawar, the founder of the Nationalist Congress Party (NCP), and had forged his own powerful political identity, especially in the cooperative sector, rural development and state administration. Pawar's influence extended deeply into Maharashtra's political and social structures, and he was instrumental in shaping budgets, policy decisions, and governance priorities in the state. He recently led a crucial faction of the NCP aligned with India's governing coalition, a shift that significantly impacted the state's political alignments. On the morning of the crash, the airplane carrying Ajit Pawar took off from CH Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj International Airport in Mumbai and was bound for Baramati, where he was scheduled to attend several public meetings and election-related engagements for local council, Zilla Parishad, elections. According to reports, the aircraft was attempting to land at Baramati Airport when it encountered conditions that led to it losing control on approach. It skidded off the runway and exploded on impact, erupting into flames that were witnessed by local residents. Subsequent eyewitness accounts described loud explosions and debris, and confirmed that the fire was so intense that immediate rescue operations could not be conducted. Officials from aviation and civil authorities have begun a detailed investigation into the crash, and teams from the Directorate General of Civil Aviation, DGCA, and related bodies are working to piece together the flight data, aircraft behavior, and environmental conditions at the time of the accident. The aircraft involved was identified as a Bombardier Learjet 45 XR registration VTSSK, operated by VSR Ventures Private Limited. Investigators are examining air traffic communication, flight radar logs, and any technical evidence to establish whether mechanical issues, pilot actions, visibility problems, or other factors contributed to the tragedy. Initial reporting indicated that the aircraft attempted multiple approaches before the fatal impact, but definitive cause analysis remains pending the conclusion of the formal inquiry. The crash has been described in media reports as occurring at about 08:45:08:50 local time and being violent and sudden, leaving the jet destroyed. The reaction to Ajit Pawar's death has been widespread and immediate. Leaders from across the political spectrum have expressed shock and mourning, with Prime Minister Narendra Modi publicly acknowledging the tragedy and offering condolences to Pawar's family and the people of Maharashtra. The state government declared 3 days of mourning, leading to closures of schools and public institutions as a mark of respect, and widespread public grief has been reported across Maharashtra, especially in Baramati and Pune. Senior political figures, including Maharashtra's Chief Minister and other Deputy Chief Minister Eknath Shinde, described the incident as deeply sad and noted that an investigation into the crash will be conducted, emphasizing Pawar's long service and contribution to the state's governance. Union ministers and regional leaders have likewise called for thorough inquiry and expressed that the loss is significant for the public life of the region. Forensic teams were deployed to assist with recovery and identification, and authorities confirmed that the remains of those killed, including Ajit Pawar's, were examined according to standard protocol. Deepening the shock across political and civic circles, the identification process underscored the severity of the crash and the immediate finality of the losses. Pawar's family, including his wife and sons, as well as extended relatives such as his cousin Supriya Sule, herself a national political figure, have been reported as reassembling in Baramati to be with grieving relatives and oversee further arrangements. Local leaders and associates have shared that Pawar's absence creates a profound vacuum in both the administrative leadership of Maharashtra and in the political machinery that he helped steer for decades. The implications of Ajit Pawar's sudden death are expected to ripple across Maharashtra's political landscape and beyond in India's broader political context. Analysts and commentators are contemplating how the NCP faction he led will reorient itself and whether there will be shifts in alliances, leadership roles, or policy directions in the state government. The loss of such a high-profile leader under dramatic circumstances also raises questions about succession planning within his political cohort and how governance responsibilities will be managed amid mourning and transition. The strong emotions and public response already visible suggest that Pawar's absence will prompt both introspection and realignment among political actors in the region. At this moment, the official investigation by civil and aviation authorities is ongoing, and definitive conclusions about what caused the aircraft to crash have not been released. Aviation experts suggest that factors including visibility, runway conditions, airfield traffic control limitations, and aircraft performance could all be relevant, but only a complete DGCA and accident investigation report will yield authoritative findings. Meanwhile, public mourning, official condolences, and logistical arrangements for final rites in Baramati continue, reflecting how the state and nation process this unexpected loss. The sudden death of Ajit Pawar in a plane crash is likely to have a profound and wide-ranging political and administrative impact on Maharashtra's governance and party alignments. Ajit Pawar was not only the serving deputy chief minister, but also a pivotal figure in the state's ruling Mahayuti coalition, where his Nationalist Congress Party, NCP, faction held substantial influence with around 41 MLAs, giving the alliance strength and stability. His absence creates an immediate leadership vacuum that both allies and rivals will need to manage carefully to avoid destabilizing the coalition government and to maintain legislative unity. Sharad Pawar's steadfast appeal against politicizing the tragedy underlines the sensitivity around internal party dynamics, but the potential for shifts in allegiance or realignment between the two NCP factions, the one led by Ajit Pawar and the one still aligned with Sharad Pawar, is now a central question, especially with discussions already reported about possible rapprochement or division within the broader party structures and future electoral strategies. The sudden loss of a leader known for his administrative acumen and political strategy leaves a gap in Maharashtra's budget planning and governance oversight, particularly as Pawar was expected to play a key role in upcoming state decisions, potentially requiring rapid nominations or portfolios reshuffles to ensure continuity in governance functions. Union and state ministers have already publicly noted that the dynamics of politics in Maharashtra will change as a result of his passing, which reflects expectations among political commentators and insiders that factions within the Mahayuti and opposition blocs may reposition themselves ahead of future local and state elections, intensifying negotiations over leadership roles and policy directions. Beyond party politics, the emotional and organizational void his death produces, especially in western Maharashtra where he had deep grassroots support, could alter voting patterns, influence alliances ahead of the 2029 general election cycle, and reshape how both the NCP and BJP engage with regional power bases, making the question of succession and coalition coherence a defining challenge for Maharashtra politics in the months ahead.